Well, hello. I hope this is working. Gotta show you something. This is I think this is 6 years old. Let's check it out. I love that video. That was an old one. That's like 6 years old or something. Good old NASA and the sex in the clouds. Can I say that on TV? On the internet? On TV. Can I say that on the internet? Thomas Morgan, what's up? So I went over to Troubling Tribune's channel and hopped in there real quick. I'll show you guys how I showed up. Maybe I should do this anyway. How did I show up? It was here somewhere. There it was. I was over here, and I was a little bigger. Uh-oh, my mouse is dead, so... Ugh, there we go. Okay, my sound's on. Good. We're gonna watch a Falcon Heavy launch. No, I'm just kidding. This is wickedness. It's a curse. But people don't really grasp that. We were just over at Troubling Tribune. If you're not subscribed, make sure you are. He does debates, and we were over there. I just kind of came in late to say hi or whatever. But they were talking about orbits a little bit, and like, how could you have an orbit if Earth wasn't curved? And I get the question that they're asking, but the thing that they might not have thought about is if Earth was flat all the way and it didn't ever curve off and drop off like it would on a curved Earth, what would that mean? What would that mean in the orbit? What would the orbit be? What would the orbit be? It would be a circuit, right? But then the question would come up, well, how would things stay there, though? Because in an orbit, like if this is the Earth, in an orbit, you're going like this, and you're always falling towards the center. You're always falling towards the center of the Earth. But you're going around it, you're going sideways so fast that you would never actually hit. That's the concept. And that's what they think that they're doing when they put Starlink satellites or something up into the sky. They think that they're orbiting. Don't make me get out my Bible. Now you'll notice something. This is just an observation I've made, is that the people that are debating for the globe, like they think it's a globe, like MC Toon or fight the flat Earth. Now, MC Tuna I can't really use for an example because, I think he might be an exception, but almost all the time, the Bible is a joke to these debaters that are debating for the globe. Like, for instance, I don't know, but someone named Ruhif and someone named Mike, if I got that right, and Brenda were in there. And I was trying to explain it to them, and then we ran out of time. But if you just think of, oh yeah, I do have someone behind me, don't worry. Don't listen to what that guy says. Good to see all you guys. But, so what would it mean if it wasn't falling around the curvature? Then their brain goes haywire usually. Because they say, well, that's impossible. It would fall to the ground if it was going sideways. And I'm saying, well, why wouldn't it just do what the sun and moon and the stars do if it goes up that high? If it's going into the solar system, or if it's leaving the Earth and orbiting the Earth, that's in the solar system. Now, here's where most people that I talk to, that I bring this up with, they kind of short circuit when I say the next thing. In the Bible, there's a place of darkness that doesn't have an end. It doesn't have a bottom. It's actually an abyss. It's a bottomless abyss. So anything that you were to throw in there would perpetually fall into darkness forever. This is not my idea. This is a concept in the Bible. There's this place where it's a prison for evil spirits, unclean spirits, demons, fallen angels, planets, planeo, wandering stars to lead astray. Well, they're all put into this place of darkness, this dark prison. It's like in the book of Jude, it says the wandering stars. It says, what does it say? Foaming out their own shame, wandering stars, to whom is reserved the blackness of darkness forever. That's space. That's the solar system. That's the firmament. It's where the sun, moon, and stars are. So, do you notice how the sun doesn't... What does the sun do to keep it up in the sky? Well, we're all orbiting the sun, they would say. And I would say, well, but in real life, I mean. We can all, conceive of the idea of orbiting the sun. But I mean in the real world, the one that's out the front door of your house, that on the east side, the sun rises and it goes over your house every day. And then it goes and sets on the other side of the world. That everyone experiences this. So that's the real world. There's no solar system that, and here's how I always bring this up, because I think it's a good way, it's a good example of how someone can kind of realize that the solar system's just an idea. It isn't even something that is actually real. Okay, picture the solar system. Do you have an image of the solar system in your mind? Okay, you're looking at the solar system. Where's your vantage point? Is that a real place? You're looking at the sun with these planets going, where are you? You're a place no one's ever been, so no one's ever seen that. And I could show you a picture, but it'll take too long. But you know what I'm talking about. We see these images of the solar system, but we don't ever see that. Now, I will argue, maybe some flat earthers might not like this part, but I will argue that in the sky, if you look at it a certain way, like with time, like if you look at it for a year long, you can find a solar system in the sky. You can find 7 and 7. You can find 7 planets. We have names for them. Everybody knows these planets. There's 7 of them that do orbit the sun throughout with time. Like they don't do it in one day or something. But if you take a picture every day of the sky and their position to the sun, you will see that they are appearing to go around the sun. I don't know if it was 5 years ago, Mercury transited the sun, and I filmed this. I watched it go in front of the sun. Between me and the sun, I watched this planet. I don't know if it took a couple hours. I can't remember. I watched it transit the sun through my P1000, I think, or maybe my telescope. I don't remember what I was using. But I don't know if I probably have it on my channel, but I'm not sure if I put that on there or not. Basically, what I'm saying is if you watch that Mercury and you take a picture of it every day, you'll notice it's moving like that, and it'll appear to go around the sun. So there is a solar system in the sky. But what I would argue is that we were taught to assume that the ground beneath you is a part of that solar system. It's in, like, here's my argument. The solar system and all the planets and their motions and anything that we see up there is happening up there. I don't know why people would say that this is up there, because it's not. The Earth is not part of the sky. It's actually the only thing. If you look up at the sky, there's things in the sky. There's birds, there's clouds, there's airplanes and rockets and Starlink satellite. There's things in the sky. But the Earth is not in the sky. Never has been. It's always been beneath. Like I said, go out the front door. That's the flat Earth model. The globe model came from a classroom and a lot of beliefs and ideas. It's a religion. But that's, for me, I like to make an observation. Let's make an observation. We'll do it together. Because these are simple observations. It's not like I'm smart. I'm just a dumb guy that has a microphone and a mouse and a computer. Let's see. So when I say that I know that the sky is different than the Earth, here's one of the reasons why. Okay, this here, sorry, we're working on it. Okay, this here is a time-lapse video that I took. It took 150 minutes. And I aimed my camera up at Polaris, which is, you guys can't see my mouse, can you? No. I'll try it. That one right there? Right there. See the one in the middle? If you look at that one, you'll notice that all the stars that are in this view are going counterclockwise around that star. They're doing like a perfect circle. So the observation I made is that I set my camera and I aimed my camera, and it was sitting on a stationary tripod. There's no motors, there's no anything. It's just in one spot. And for this 150 minutes, my camera did not move. And this is the video we got. So we know that in 150 minutes, the stars move that much. Every one of the stars that was in view there, right? So I have a simple hypothesis. The sky rotates, or the stars rotate, and the Earth is stationary. That's called an observation, and that's great evidence that I'm showing you. This is a video that I took by compiling a bunch of pictures together with a camera that wasn't moving. Let me see if I have another video here. Let's see. Because if I show you another video, I guess I don't really have anything good. Well, here would be another one. Okay, look at that. Okay, left to right. Okay, we see a flat horizon, and you could take a straight edge to the beach, and you can verify this. It's very easy. So you just line up the water like a person building a railing anywhere near the ocean. They're going to use the ocean to straight line their railing. They're not building their railing like this. They're building it like straight, even with the surface of the water. Otherwise, it would look really bad. If you went to a restaurant and you sat down and you were sitting next to the railing and you lined it up with the ocean and it was like off, you'd know that it was a horrible carpenter that built that railing. The water is simply flat. Now there's waves and all that stuff, but the water left to right is flat. So then why does it appear that things drop off if they're only a few miles from you, ahead of you? You're looking over the water. That's the best way to describe it. You're looking over, if you're looking out at the ocean, you're looking at waves. And of course, that horizon is going to be all the tallest waves. They're going to be the tallest waves. You're going to see the tallest ones. And there's swell. So some part of the ocean goes down and the other part goes up. And it's doing this constantly. And so if you're standing at a pier or something, there's ocean out there that's taller than the pier because it's at the top of a swell. That's the one you're going to see. So that's how the sunset happens. That's how the sun appears to go down into the water. It's just going away from you. And as it goes farther and farther away, it goes towards the horizon. That's what we observe. And it appears to kind of go down into the water. Yes. But what's going on there is, like, let's scale it down a little bit and just take like a city. Okay. You're on one side of the city and you're looking, let's say there's a city with no trees or something. You're looking out to see the other side of the city. And let's say the city's flat too. You can't see the floor on the other side of the city because there's buildings or there's fences or anything that goes like this. Just take your hand and go like this. Anything that's taller than your eyes will make the sun go down into the ground. Because between you and the sun, when the sun is so far away that it's like right on the horizon, there's going to be a tree in the way, or there's going to be a hill in the way, or something in the way. So that's why the sun must set if it's a flat earth. But one thing I was doing, and I don't have the video anymore because I had to delete it to get some memory on my phone, which is sad because I got a new iPhone 13 and somehow I already filled it up with pictures and videos. It's like 720 gig or something. So I don't know what's wrong with me. I got to work on that. There's a lot of videos of like the sun and moon and stars and stuff that I don't like to get rid of until I kind of have to. So let's look at another thing. Yeah, how did I do that? Okay. Hold on a minute. Can I turn my camera off? Give me a second, guys. I got to just grab something here. Sometimes you gotta go the extra mile. And let me get my headphones in here. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Let's see here. Give me a minute. Wardrobe change, you know. Oh, hold on. My microphone's gonna have to get out of the way here. Okay. I hope you guys can still hear me. Let's see here. I'm just looking for the right module. I'm just flying around here in the old space station, and yeah. So how about if you guys, just for a change, why don't you guys ask me some questions in the chat? I thought it'd be fun. I thought it would be fun. Yeah. Mad Max says, I can hear you. Good, good. Welcome. Oh, let's see. Hand pink waving. Oh. Hand waving? I'm not sure what you mean. Let's see. Welcome, guys. Danks here. True Niece. Okay, I'm going up to the top. Jeremy Bird and MMA Paradise. Thomas Morgan. Space Miner. Hey, Space Miner. I saw you in... I don't remember which chat. I saw you in one of the chats recently. Like yesterday, I think. Captain Caveman stopped by. GR Cleaver. And, I already said True Niece, right? I think I did. Jeremy Bird, I think I said, but maybe not. Good to see you guys. I will not get the jab, aka network dude. Network dude, okay. Good to see you. And Dank, I said hi to. Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind, welcome. Good to see you. And Mad Mac, did I get you guys? And Gary's here. What's up, Gary? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, so see the whole reason why I would talk about low Earth orbit is because I don't think it's being faked by people. Like, I don't think there's people... Ooh, that's a good question, MMA Paradise. Well, Mystery Babylon, MMA Paradise. Maybe I'll talk about this. Oh, this is good. You guys ask questions, and that makes it fun. Hey, Mr. Popzilla, good to see you. Let me come back to that one, MMA Paradise. That's a... Well, it's kind of a simple one, actually. You know how Babylon in the Book of Revelation is... it's a she. And he sees her riding this beast, and he says she's a great whore. And I like saying that. She's a whore. And she was the abomination of the earth. And she rode on this beast that came up from the bottomless pit. And she's also a city, a great city that reigns over the kings of the earth. So, of course, that has a lot to do with what I'm talking about with low Earth orbit. If the Earth was flat, what would an orbit be? Because they're in a state of free fall. Okay, let me explain. To go to the moon, you don't fly up to the moon. Like, if to launch a rocket, you don't launch a rocket up if you want to go into orbit. You have to launch it laterally, sideways. But they go up just a little bit to get out of the atmosphere, to get out to the thinnest part of the sky that they can, where there's the least amount of drag, right? So that is what low Earth orbit is. So the space station has been up there 24 years, and it just gets a boost every once in a while. It doesn't need fuel. It has a perpetual state of motion. And I'm just saying, just think about where it is, and why would something in the firmament stay on a trajectory without stopping? Maybe because everything in the firmament does that. It's part of the nature of the space, or the firmament, or whatever you want to call it. Darkness, outer darkness. There's a bottomless pit out on the outskirts of the sky. It's at the end of the earth and the beginning of heaven, or the end of heaven and earth. That's where the firmament is. So why does the sun not fall out of the sky? Why does the sun go over us and it's constantly on? And why is that possible? Well, because it's a celestial world. It's not the physics that we try to apply to the solar system is a mistake. Hey, Tom Buddhist, good to see you. It's a mistake to think that way. First of all, so what is NASA and SpaceX's dream? What's their dream to do? What do they want to do? Oh, like their mission statement. It's to explore the heavens, right? Well, they're being duped, guys. They're not exploring the heavens. They're exploring the sides of the pit. A bottomless abyss of darkness. It's in the Bible. It's all over in the Bible. There's, if God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell. Is that what it says? I don't want to say it wrong. 2 Peter 2, I think, or 4. I can't remember. For if God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell, under chains of darkness or something like that. Just think about that. Thomas Morgan just put this in the chat. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. This is Lucifer it's talking about. I will ascend into heaven. That sounds like NASA. That sounds like Elon Musk. That sounds like anybody that's interested in going to Mars. You guys see these people walking around with this, what is it? Whatever Mars shirt they're all wearing, like, I can't think of the word. I'll think of it in a minute. Where they want to go to Mars. Occupy Mars. Occupy Mars. Well, you're just being like Lucifer. You're Luciferian if you want to occupy Mars. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. If you like the space station, you're probably just like Luciferian. Because I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. That's God's holy mountain. Mount Zion. So this is what Lucifer says he's going to do. He says he's going up there and he's going to be God. That's what NASA says. Flat Sabbath, what up? Gravity gone wild. Yeah. That was funny one time on, I was in the space station and I went on Troubling Tribune's channel to say hi. And he said, how many G's are you experiencing right now? And I'm like, 0 G's. It was kind of funny. Prove you're in space. Do a flip. I can't right now. I'm trying to hold. I'll flip my mic. Ready? How do you like that? How do you like me now? So yeah, this concept, especially in the book of Revelation, there's this bottomless abyss. Now, don't even make me start to go to the book of Enoch, where he sees a vision of the earth being swallowed into an abyss. And actually, that's what's so interesting about Enoch. He saw the solar system. He described the solar system in the sky too. But do you know what they told him it was? They didn't tell him it was a solar system. They told him it was a prison for devils. This dark place with no water, no birds, nothing that's ever going to be any good for mankind. It's just a place of darkness where everything perpetually falls. And in preschool and first, second grade, we were taught that that's where we lived. The Earth is not in the solar system. There's a finger floating around. What's going on? Sometimes I gotta scratch my face or move my hat. Sometimes it's fun to make my head bigger too. Let's see. You know, like if there's ever, hey, bobblehead astronauts. Here, let's do this. There. Bobblehead astronaut. You look so real because you're so fake. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, why is there a black line? I don't like that. What's up with that? That shouldn't be there. You guys see that? Yeah, you do. Let's see. Does it move? Oh, my mouse is messed up. Yeah, there's a black line at the bottom of the screen. Shouldn't be there. So I don't know what I did wrong. It doesn't show up on... That's weird. It doesn't show up on my program, but it shows up on StreamYard. So, yeah, that's just a glitch in the... Houston. Oh, yeah. Enoch 18 and 19, Thomas brought up. So to answer the question that was asked from MMA Paradise, Who is Mystery Babylon? I think it is the solar system. That great city that reigns over the kings of the earth. And what are astronauts? Well, they're just people taking a flight, flying for something. No, they're not. They're sus. And let me show you why. Let me tell you why, because I'm not showing you much. Enoch, again, like, I don't think of these ideas on my own. I get these ideas from some prophet that lived like mega time ago that wrote something down that makes a lot of sense today. Like, I made a video just like this week or something. Low Earth orbit, the concept, not only is in the Bible, it was mentioned by the prophets. Low Earth orbit. They, like Zechariah and Daniel, to be specific, both described seeing something moving over the face of the entire earth without touching the ground. It was flying over the surface of the entire earth. Now, he didn't say it was orbiting. The only thing Enoch talked about that was orbiting was he saw this great fire, and he saw these seven stars that did not obey God. Out of all the stars in the sky, only 7 rebelled and did not come out at their appointed time. And so God bound them in the blackness of darkness, like it says in Jude, until judgment or whatever. Well, yeah, so if Mystery Babylon is it says in Revelation 18 that Mystery Babylon is it's a habitation. Babylon is fallen. It has become a habitation of devils. And that in the Greek, that word is prison. It's a prison for devils. And a hold for every foul spirit. A hold, like a cage. It says a cage for every unclean and hateful bird. A prison for evil spirits. That's what Babylon is. Mystery Babylon. It's fallen. So, and she's made the whole world drunk. All the nations. And in Revelation 16, John says he saw this weird thing. He said he saw 3 unclean spirits coming out of the mouth of the dragon. Did you guys know that there's a SpaceX Dragon that comes up and docks to the space station? And when they open the hatch, you can see these astronauts. They look like frogs, and that's what John said these unclean spirits were, like frogs. They like float into the space station. And I'm like, astronauts, man, they do look like frogs when they're all weird. Yeah. Don't believe the astronauts. There's like 1 for every 72 million people. Or, no, yeah, that's right. There's 72 million or something like that. I did the math once. There's been like 600 astronauts. All of time. And they make the claim that all this solar system, low Earth orbit, all this stuff is legit. I think all that's happening is that if you go, there's this key mentioned in Revelation, that there's this key to this bottomless pit. And then all these bad things come out of this bottomless pit. You guys ever seen them landing a Falcon 9 rocket? SpaceX uses fire, makes fire come down from the sky. That's in the book of Revelation too. I was talking to my dad earlier about the dragon, and I said, you know what, I was thinking about this. John wrote this book of Revelation about 2,000 years ago. It's a long time. Lots of generations going by, like lots of grandparents and their grandparents and their grandparents. Okay, way, way back, 2,000 years. And just in like the last 10 years because in that book of Revelation, John wrote that he saw up in the sky this dragon flying around. He said, a wonder in heaven of a great red dragon. Well, just the 10 years, so out of 2,000 years, for the first time ever, there has been a dragon flying in the firmament since like just these recent years. Think about that. So, and then of course it's no that. What was a dragon to John? Like John, was it like a mythical creature or something? And I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. John was told to write down what he saw, and all the things that he was writing down is actually the word of God. It's Jesus's words. And where was Jesus when this book was written? This book was made. He's sitting in the throne at the right hand of the Father in heaven. And that's where this book comes from. It was sent by a signified angel to John. And then it says, John bears record of the word of God. And then what did Jesus tell him? Write these things down in a book and send it to the 7 churches. Publish it. Publish this vision for, it said, for his servants, so that they would know what must shortly come to pass. So basically, the book of Revelation, the claim at the beginning is that the Son of God put this together, all this information together, and gave it to this angel, and sent this angel to John, and told the angel to play the vision or whatever, however that was. And then Jesus showed up in the vision to John, and he's like right there. And so John was in the spirit on the Lord's day, and he heard a voice, saying, come up here. And up in the sky, he saw a door open in heaven, and he went up there. Well, all those things that he saw sound crazy. But then I'm like, well, there is a dragon. Like, to me it's sus. To me it's just deception. But to everyone it's different. Like, it might be, a lot of you guys might say, well, that's just fake garbage. That's just fake. CGI or whatever. And some of you might say, well, no, that's real. We need that for the space station so that they can bring the astronauts back and forth, and so that they can get the cargo and resupply the thing. And some of us would say, hey, that sounds like the book of Revelation. There's a beast that got its power from a dragon. It gave this beast his power and his seat and great authority. And I'm thinking, what beast is in the sky, in a bottomless pit, like a place where everything perpetually falls? It sounds like the space station is the beast that came up from the sea in Revelation 13. And I'm just freely speaking about this right now. Then he sees another beast in Revelation 13. He says, I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. Just think of how I get up to the space station. There's only a couple ways that it ever happens, right? Well, now it's a dragon that I would have to ride, right? Because I don't know how many more Russian Soyuzes are going to launch. I think the Roscosmos, I think they're kind of out of business. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but I don't think you're going to see many more Russian Progress or Soyuz going up to the space station. That's just because it's just wound down. And why would they spend billions to launch a Soyuz when Elon Musk will send astronauts up there for $55 million a seat? So basically, the commercial space thing changes the whole idea for people, and they're like, yeah, well, it's not really worth this big process to build this Russian Soyuz every 3 months or whatever to send up. So they don't send them up very much anymore. And I almost think they won't even probably send one up again. Like every maybe 6 months or 3 months they launch them. But anyway, I think that's kind of a thing of the past. So we've moved on to the era of the dragon. The dragon in the sky. John said he saw a dragon in the sky. 15 years ago? Nope, no dragon in the sky yet. It's been almost 2,000 years, no dragon in the sky yet. And then all of a sudden right now, we're aware of, oh, there is a dragon in the sky. But that's just a metal, aluminum, vehicle. A horn-shaped vehicle, like a conical-shaped vehicle. And I think that Satan could manifest as something like that to fool mankind, to deceive all of mankind. That's just me. So let's see. I missed all these comments because I had it stuck on one. Lord Racer, what's up? Oh, let me go up and make sure I said hi to everyone. Awesome. Let's see. I see Lord Racer and Shifty Eyes Shady, what's up? And Stacy Bolstered Blades, good to see you. And I got Tom Buddhas already. Good to see you guys. Awesome. So yeah, I don't know. Let me do this. I'm getting sick of holding this thing likes to kind of choke me. Yeah, 17,500 mile an hour dragon. Whoa, what did I do? I pressed the wrong button. What did I do? Oh, there we go. We're back. Yeah, like Angel, Satan masquerades as an angel of light. Space station. It just like flies over, Sorry, I was on the wrong screen. Let's watch a video. Let me find a video. Let me show you Second Beast. Okay, this is, just read the verse. Because everyone always says, I don't agree with your interpretation. I'm like, I'm not interpreting anything. I don't know what a beast is. John didn't say it. He just said it was a beast. So, you'll see what I mean. Two-stage rocket. Doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. So what if, let's just say we were in school and there was, I remember one time, let me turn this music up. One time in school, I think it was in choir class or something, or music class or something, where the teacher said, okay, just get out a piece of paper and I'm going to play some music. And then in 3 weeks, or it was way longer time away, he was going to replay the music and to see if by the notes that we took for ourselves, if we could, he would replay the music back and we would say, oh, that was the first one or the second one or what. I can't remember exactly what it was. But so we all wrote down whatever we wanted to write down to possibly describe the music. And so he played some music and I was like, I didn't really know what to write, but I'm like, oh, I heard a loud a loud sound, and then it got really quiet, or like whatever it was there. Let's do something like that. So like I was saying, in this video that we just watched, there's a rocket launching. Okay, does that match with something coming up out of the earth? Just very simply, of course. Now, is it a beast? I don't know. A beast would probably be something alive, but if you go back 2,000 years, John might think something like a rocket is alive. I don't know. He sees fire shooting out of something and it's going all over the sky. For us, it's just a rocket launch. We've seen it. We've almost all flown in a jet before. It's not a big deal. That's our world that we were born in. But just think of what John would think of this. So he said, I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Well, a 2-stage rocket, it kind of is like 2 horns, because it's like one goes up and then it breaks and the other one goes, or the second stage goes. So it's kind of like 2 horns, but it lifts a Dragon capsule up to the space station. This is a very specific rocket. It's the Falcon 9. And the Falcon 9 is the only rocket that can land after delivering a Dragon, say, into orbit. Well, that's kind of what this says. It says it's talking about this second beast, and it says, and he does great wonders, so that he makes fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. Like, let me, I got a video to play. I'll just prove to you that there is fire coming down from the sky in the sight of men. Let's just watch Michelle Thaler, ladies and gentlemen.
Scientist, I've gotten to go to several launches and landings of these Falcon rockets, and that's amazing.
And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon.
It used to be that you would go to a launch, and a big rocket would go off, and everybody would cheer, and then you'd get in your cars and you'd drive home, and it was all done. The amazing thing now is 7 minutes later, everybody just walks to the other side of the building and watches the first stage of that rocket land.
And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast.
And that is something that is mind-blowing. Your eyes basically, it does not compute. You cannot believe what you are seeing.
Down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
Because this giant thing comes down from space faster than you could imagine. And this is something that's a several story high building. It's a big thing. It comes careening down, and just before it gets to the ground, it stops, settles down, and then gently lands. And one of the things that I love is that you don't even hear the sonic boom until after you see it land. You watch this thing come careening down, then stop, land gently, and then you hear boom, boom, because it broke the speed of sound coming in. And that is something that I am just really amazed I lived to be able to see.
Okay, then. So she said it doesn't compute. Your mind doesn't know how to grasp that when you see it. Let's see here. MMA Paradise says, is there a rocket called False Prophet? Because the second beast is called False Prophet. Well, let me give you this idea. This rocket is Elon Musk's rocket. And why does it land? Why is it so important that it lands? Well, it needs to be reusable so that it's affordable to get things into orbit. So, and what is the ending result of reusable rockets is to go to Mars. They need reusable rockets to send things to Mars, like Noah's Ark, so that Elon Musk can create a civilization in another world. That's the idea. So this rocket is kind of a false prophet. It's making people believe that this is the start of the journey to Mars, to a civilization of 1 million people or whatever on Mars. So it is kind of a false prophet. But I do get what you're saying. I don't think that they would probably name a rocket false prophet. But maybe in the future. So that is one thing, though. In the future, there could be a dragon flying in the firmament that isn't the one that's flying in the firmament now. Thomas says, how does this world think they go to heaven? A rocket? What's the true way, Messiah? Jesus. John 10. John chapter 10. Jesus himself is talking about getting in to the sheepfold. And there's these thieves and liars that they try, or robbers, and they try to climb up some other way rather than by him. And he is the door into the sheepfold. But they want to climb up some other way. In Psalm somewhere, it's 21 or something, it says, some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we will trust in the Lord our God, or something like that. And then it says something about them being fallen. Thank you, Thomas. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber. And you probably won't get in that way. Thieves and robbers, sometimes they get in, but usually they're not. Yeah. Let's see here. Tom. Oh yeah, 1960s Kodak film can survive. All that radiation and everything. The Van Allen belt. The Van Allen belts. What kind of world are we leaving? Leaving? Are you coming with? You leaving? Let's see. Did you guys see that video I put up today? Ooh, good question, MMA Paradise. What's your opinion on the Mark of the Beast? I don't know. I mean, I used to think like the Neuralink stuff, like the brain chip thing that Elon Musk is doing. I don't know what, like, I think Starlink and that could be probably pretty bad. I really don't know, but I really don't know about the Mark of the Beast, because here's my understanding. You know how he said, we were just reading we were talking about Revelation 13, and that second beast, it said he made fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and it was a great wonder, right? And then it says, and deceives them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. So when this beast makes fire come down from the sky, that's going to deceive the people on earth. The fire coming down from the sky, that's a deception. That's why I say landing rockets, it's all sus. It's all, if you ask me, steer clear of believing any of that stuff. Doesn't matter what you think it is, but don't believe what it's said to be, because it's a lie. People will say it's true, but have you ever been warned, like, Thomas Morgan is a truck driver, and so one of my analogies was, like, he's 10 miles in front of me, and we're, like, caravan or whatever, and I'm just a little behind, and he's, like, he gives me a warning of some terrible weather 10 miles ahead, so he's like, put on your chains, or he'll tell me something, because he's gone through it already. He's already 10 minutes ahead of me. He's seen this storm or this wind or whatever that's dangerous. So he's like, careful at mile marker, whatever. Would I be smart to just, whatever, just turn the CB off or whatever, the radio off, and just fly through there without taking any precautions? Or would I say, I should probably at least make a note that Thomas told me that the weather was really bad up there. Maybe I should keep my speed down and be extra alert, right? What would be smart? To heed the warning that Thomas gave me, or just to like fly by the seat of my pants and forget about what he said? It would be smart to pay attention to what the advice that you're getting from someone that's ahead of you they're seeing something before you can see it. Kind of like the prophets, guys. The prophets that wrote the scriptures, they got that early eye. They're 10 miles ahead. And they're like, yeah, Roger. They're sending us a message telling us, hey, there's going to be these beasts in your world. They're going to be going up out of the earth. They're going to be flying over the face of the earth without touching the ground. And they're also said that they're a curse on this world, and they're going to bring destruction on this world. They're going to fight with the four winds. And the four winds are held by four angels. So they're going to fight with the angels. This dragon. Have you guys ever seen that? I mean, have you ever seen the launch, like from the ground, all the exhaust and everything that's going on? Looks like angels even fighting. The angels that are holding those winds fighting with the dragon. It's in our sky. Welcome to whatever year it is. Let's see. When I think about the mark, I always think about Zechariah 5, where they're being cut off. Yeah, it's like they were cut off on the right or on the left. There was like two. They were split into, they were like divided into two different, I don't know how it words it, but yeah. It was saying something about stealing. They'd be cut off to this side. And then what did it say about the other? I don't even have my Bible down here. Oh boy. It's in my van. Yep, that's what the prophets are for. Yeah, so heed the warning. That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not the one giving you the warning. Let me show you another one. This is like short videos of scriptures, of visions of the time of the end from the Bible. And they sure match with all this space garbage.
There stood before the river a ram which had 2 horns, and the 2 horns were high, but one was higher than the other, and the higher came up last. I saw the ram pushing westward and northward and southward, so that no beasts might stand before him. Neither was there any that could deliver out of his hand. But he did according to his will, and became great. And as I was considering, behold, an he-goat came from the west on the face of the whole earth, and touched not the ground. And the goat had a notable horn between his eyes. And he came to the ram that had 2 horns, which I had seen standing before the river, and ran unto him in the fury of his power. And I saw him come close unto the ram, and he was moved with choler against him, and smote the ram, and brake his 2 horns. And there was no power in the ram to stand before him, but he cast him down to the ground, and stamped upon him, and there was none that could deliver the ram out of his hand. Therefore the he-goat waxed very great, and when he was strong, the great horn was broken, and for it came up 4 notable ones toward the 4 winds of heaven. And out of one of them came forth a little horn, which waxed exceeding great toward the south, and toward the east, and toward the pleasant land. And it waxed great, even to the host of heaven. And it cast down some of the host and of the stars to the ground, and stamped upon them. Yea, he magnified himself even to the prince of the host, and by him the daily sacrifice was taken away. And there appeared.
Wow. What's the daily sacrifice? It was taken away from a little horn. Did you notice in that, hold on, did it say that in that? Let me go back. Didn't he say he saw, oh, that didn't get to that part. Okay, hold on, let me find another video. that isn't the end of that that little video there. Hopefully I have. Well, let's space smell. Sorry guys, we gotta watch this.
The Crew Dragon to get us from Earth to low Earth orbit. The Crew Dragon, the Falcon 9 rocket into space. Crew Dragon, Crew Dragon, Crew Dragon, now here on the International Space Station.
Orbiting laboratory work is being done up there.
The International Space Station is outside the Earth's atmosphere in space. Tricky spacewalk astronaut on the International Space Station to help keep the space station running. Maybe you're working on the toilet to understand dark matter to space, thawing out, human cells to return that science to Earth's microgravity laboratory. It's like 6,000 square feet up here in the International Space Station. There's a lot of other people up here. We're going to be here for 6 months. We're in it for the long haul, which is also very exciting.
Spacewalks and using tools in space.
The Artemis program.
The Artemis program.
The Artemis program, and the work that we do right here on the International Space Station. Been an astronaut, oh gosh, I'm just not going to be any good at that. Space station, we're looking back billions of light years. It's kind of mind-boggling.
To the space station.
I experienced some nausea.
How is sleeping in space?
Because you're just floating. It's not used to just floating. And so it does feel a little weird.
Floating up in space.
Our planet is 2/3 covered in ocean. Of course, I love to look out the window at our beautiful planet. It's lovely to look out the window and watch the world go by. Well, it's got to be floating. I can just kind of perch up on the wall. I can just hop over to the side and just find a nice little perch to sit on board the space station.
What does it smell like in space?
So that's an interesting question. So it smells like people up here. It's not really fresh air. When people went out to do a spacewalk and then came back inside, I smelled the smell of cooking meat. It smelled like hamburger to me, which was so strange. And that smell is the smell that space smells like hamburger. It smelled like hamburger to me, which was so strange. We have so much fun up here. It's just a great time up here. I smelled the smell of cooking meat, and we're getting paid for it.
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 Maybe you're working on the toilet. And so it does feel a little weird. Oh gosh, I'm just not going to be any good at that. And we're getting paid for it, 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 paid for it. I smelled the smell of cooking meat. It's kind of mind-boggling. And we're getting paid for it, paid for it.
The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is.
Do you guys like that outro that I've had that for like 5 years. So there's like a, look at this. Look at, I'm just trying to get it on the screen at the right part. It's like a serpent. It's like even the trajectory. Look at this. That's a rocket launch. It looks like a freaking serpent. See that? See it? You guys see it? So then what happens in the outro? I don't know if you ever caught this. What happens? Effed up world. But what happens? The word of God comes down. Like a flaming, fiery book. The word of God. T Baggins, what's up? T Baggins says, thanks for all you do and preach, Joe. Been watching your channel for a bit. I think you and I are on the same page with most things. Cool dude. And name is Joe too. Very good. Your parents must have loved you. Very good name. Trisha, good to see you guys. So then there was a couple other MMA Paradise. This is a good one here. Might take a second. Joe, was Adam and Eve deceived by the serpent equals dragon? Is that literal or symbolic? Will we see literally a dragon thrown down to earth or a rocket? Revelation 12. Well, that's one of the things that, let's see here. Let me go to my screen. Let me get the question off of there. I just want to show you guys. I'm going to go to desktop here, right here. Oh, I got to move my StreamYard quick. Usually I do that. Ah, snap. Okay, so let's see here. I just want to show you, like, what I'm thinking here. So yeah, it was a serpent, and it was made to crawl on the ground, right? For Adam and Eve. Let's see here. Or I mean to YouTube and search for what was the last one that came in? Would have been Axiom. Axiom Splashdown. I better do Axiom 2 because that was the last splashdown they had of a dragon. So the dragon is connected to the space station, going around in a circle in the sky, and they let it down. They like slow it down and let it fall into the atmosphere, and it's almost like word for word from Revelation 12. The Satan, the dragon, he was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. This is happening like at least once every 2 months, probably. That there's some, actually less than that. I mean more than that, because like today or yesterday they launched a dragon. Didn't have people on it, but it had cargo and things to resupply the space station. Remember I was saying that the dragon gives the beast his power and his strength and great authority? That just goes along with this story. So let's look at the splashdown. Basically, this is actually probably a bad one because it was at night. So they got on the dragon capsule, and this is here we go. I'm just gonna, let's see, I'll play this, I guess, with no sound. There's probably gonna be an ad. So but yes, the case of a dragon being cast out into the earth. Free, this is probably all unclean spirits, if you ask me. So this is on Sci News channel. Unfortunately, I'm subscribed. I don't know what they're showing. Here's the splashdown. It's infrared because it was dark out. It's the middle of the night. Right. You get, and you're wrong page here. Where am I? Sorry, guys. I'm up here now. You were saying, sorry. Will we see a literal dragon thrown down to Earth or rocket? Well, what if the dragon was a space capsule? Like, what if Satan manifested as this vehicle that does all these miraculous things that people like me don't even believe in? By the way, since I'm here, let me grab a link to Trouble Moon. This is a fun debate channel. I'm going to drop a link. Make sure you're subscribed. It's just fun. He runs great debates. It's a good platform that he has going on. Very civil and friendly. And how do I get back? Okay, here we go. I'm putting it in the chat right now. Make sure you're subscribed. His name's Skyler, and he's hilarious, and he's serious, but he's a great host. So, yeah, it's fun over there. So, back to our little let's see, splashdown. Wow. Wow. Back. Okay, that's the announcer or whatever from SpaceX. Dragon Freedom has returned home. For the devil is cast down unto you. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is cast down unto you. Because he knows he has a short time. That's why SpaceX is working 24/7 building that Starship. They literally have 24/7 construction of that stuff in Boca Chica, Texas. They have round the clock shifts to build this big rocket. The one that'll get them to Mars. So yeah, it is what it is. Oh yeah, you know what? Let's see here. Since we got this open, I want a good question. We're gonna search it out right now. He was wondering, he was gonna get out his Strong's concordance, and he was gonna look up what dragon, the word dragon, that John used in is it 12:4 or 12? A sign great appeared in. Whoops. And 12:3. Sorry, guys. Okay. And was seen another sign in heaven, and behold, a dragon, red, great. Okay, let's look at dragon. It's Strong's 1404. Dracon. Is that how you say it? Dracon. A dragon, a mythical monster. Dragon or huge serpent. Met Satan. Metaphor? I don't know what that's saying. Dracon from Dracomai, to see, the root of the English term dragon. Properly seeing one. Used of mythological dragon, which are huge serpents, seeing their prey from far away. Figuratively, Satan. Then it mentioned Revelation 12:7 and 9, which we'll read in a second. Exercising his subtle indirect impact on heathen governments' powers, accomplishing his helleth agenda from behind the scenes. Interesting. A dragon. Let's see what Strong's Exhaustive says. A dragon. A fabulous kind of serpent. So it's a serpent. A serpent. And this one happens to be a flying, fiery one. A dragon. A flying dragon. That's what John said anyway. He said he saw a wonder in heaven, which would be up above. And behold, a big red great having heads 7. You know the Crew Dragon can have 7 astronauts? Coincidence, right? And horns 10. And upon the heads of him 7 royal crowns. Maybe they should just say 7 space helmets. Let me show you one other thing. So, since we're on the idea of the dragon, I closed my YouTube, we're going to open another one, and we're going to do, so the Axiom crew, we're going to watch the current recent one. The one we just watched, land in the ocean with parachutes, that dragon, that was the Axiom 2 mission. So if I do Axiom 2 hatch opening, you guys will get where I'm going here. Whoops, it was right there. Okay, if we look at this, let's go find a... And they got Axiom Space as their own YouTube channel. That's funny. I was looking for SpaceX, but maybe... Oh, there it is. Splashdown. That's not what I want. That's what we just watched, kind of. Let's see here. Okay, welcome ceremony. This could be it. What we're looking for. That's 4 hours long. I don't want it. Okay, hold on. We're going to go back to the top and just pick one of the first ones. Okay, looks like it's this one. Hatch opening? No, that's hatch closure. Sorry, guys. I just want to show you a short clip. Here we go. I guess we got to go to Sci News again. Thanks for playing. So, Revelation 16, John says something interesting. 13, I believe. I'm right. Okay. Okay. Let's, oops, I'm, here. Let me see screens here. There we go. I got the wrong thing on there. Give me a minute. Sorry, guys. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm all out of it. Okay. You're just gonna have to watch with me in the way. Let me, shrink myself a little bit. I'll be this guy up here. Just kidding. Okay. Go full screen on my computer. Okay, so let's just take a look. Right? There's Peggy Whitson, all her buddies. And on the right side here is the inside of the space station. Okay. So as we fast forward a bit, we'll notice, what's this? Okay, let me just put it right here. Okay, so Peggy's out first. She's coming out of the Dragon, right? They got the hatch open, everything's safe. They smelled the hamburger smell from the vestibule or whatever, the vestibule, whatever it's called. So they got the space smell, and she's just about to float into the space station. Let me just read this. Revelation 16:13. This is something John saw in his vision. He says, "And I saw coming out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the beast, and out of the mouth of those spirits, unclean frogs. 3 unclean spirits like frogs coming out of the mouth of the dragon." Okay. Is this all coincidence? All coming out of the dragon. Maybe John thought that was the mouth of the dragon. I don't know. Claim that the zero gravity exists. Like they're floating around everywhere. Like frogs coming out of the hatch of the dragon. The same dragon that resupplies the space station, gives it this ability to be Earth's orbiting laboratory. It's all deception, guys. These are all things. Their father is Satan. We'll probably just watch a video and then I'll probably end the stream. Floating around like frogs up there. I think that the Bible, especially the book of Revelation, such like a divine book, not possible to be written bound by time. Something outside of time made this book, made the information in this book available to us. That's amazing. Let me go back. Let's see, what do we gotta do? Get to this screen. All right. Got another video. Probably, let's see. The second beast. Oh, this is a good one. We'll watch another video after this, but this is good. This is the best question for an astronaut ever.
My name is Emily, and my question is, how does it feel to know that you are floating in a piece of metal in an endless void?
That's a very scary question, isn't it?
If you didn't hear her question, she said, how does it feel to know that you are floating in a piece of metal in an endless void? And he said, that's a very scary question. Okay. That was just because that was fun. But I thought that was a brilliant question, actually. We demons fly about among the stars. That's from the Testament of Solomon. I'm not going to play that one yet. Let's see. The beast in Daniel 8. Oh. There's so many videos, you guys, of like prophecy, things happening in our world that there's no way that people could know about this stuff before it happened, right? But there's these guys that wrote a book called the Bible that did know this stuff somehow. They had this information and they knew it. Oh, here we go. This video is called Space, the Good Abyss. There is no good abyss, but here we go. The moon has 4 names: Asanja, Ebla, Benace, Ere. The sun has 2 names: Orgerez, Tomez. Enoch 78. The question I'm going to ask here is, what are the planets? 7 of them: Mars, Venus, Mercury, Uranus, Jupiter, Saturn, and Neptune. These are evil planeo, seducers. They lead astray, they cause to wander, they deceive. These 7, at the beginning of their rising, they didn't come out at their appointed time that God ordained and commanded them. And so he was angry with them, and he bound them in the blackness of darkness until judgment. He imprisoned them. Then, in Genesis 6, there were angels that came down to the earth and lusted after the daughters of men. And they created offspring with these daughters of men. And the offspring were mighty giants and very evil. And when these giants died, their spirits would stay on the earth and become evil spirits. And the angels that came down would be buried in the earth for 70 generations. And then when that time came, they would be led off to the abyss of fire. And the abyss of fire is also known as outer darkness, the blackness of darkness, Sheol, many different names and descriptions, the wilderness. It's a spiritual place, and it's a prison. This is why so many people today are gathered against this organization, I should say these organizations, that call themselves space agencies. They are not going to a place that is a solar system. They're being lured into outer darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Nobody realized this. And so Apollo came and went with the moon missions. And they landed on the moon, they say. But the moon is a light. And as I said a few minutes ago, it has 4 names: Asandra, Ebla, Benese, and Ere. So, as children, everyone alive today was taught that these 7 evil, transgressing, bound up, imprisoned luminaries were places to go. And now we have Elon Musk trying to go to Mars to create a world for humanity, just in case this world goes bad. This is a mistake to take part in any of this. It's a mistake to believe in any of this. It's a mistake to believe that this is for humanity. It's not. It's the devil and the demons. The fallen angels have now invited men by their inspiration. They've invited men to create technology, and they've taught men, especially Elon Musk, they've taught him how to go into that darkness, and they're coming back through into the earth because men are basically opening the jail cell. So although we were taught these planets were places in a solar system, they're not. The stars in the sky, besides these 7, all circle the North Star. These 7 are the only ones that don't. And actually, there's an 8th one now, because there's the space station. 8 wandering stars. John, in Revelation 17, went to a place where there were 7 mountains, and the 8th was the beast. And the reason why that interests me is because Enoch also went to a place that had 7 mountains. And guess what those mountains were? They were those 7 stars that didn't obey God. And it's even said in the book of Enoch that those fallen angels and those 7 transgressing stars would defile mankind and lead them astray into sacrificing to demons as gods. By assuming many different forms, we're in a spiritual battle today, and almost everybody's probably not aware of the things that I just explained, and that means you're losing the battle, because we need to come out of this place where there's planets, this solar system where there's a globe. Run away from it. It's nothing but wickedness, and it is a trick that the devil is still deceiving many of you with. And no, I don't know everything, but I do know this. And I didn't learn this from myself. I learned it from a higher power that's trying to get this information to people in this physical material world we live in, called the Earth. This information comes down from heaven by the old writings of the prophets. They wrote about these things long ago. And it was even written that it would be kept secret until the end. And then it would be revealed. The sevenfold doctrine of God's whole creation would be received in the world at the end. That's today. So what I'm saying is, jump off the ball. It's flat. It's stationary. You know it. I know it. The pride that makes you want to stay on that globe isn't worth it. Get rid of it. I did. It's the best thing I ever did. The earth is a plane, and live in the world that you experience. Don't live in the world that this world and science has tried to sell us all, because it's false. And all their efforts in the sky will come to naught, and God won't have any pity. Come out of her, my people. Don't partake in her sins, because they're reaching up to heaven, and God has remembered her iniquities. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him. It's a bottomless pit, you guys. Science even says that. NASA even says that.
Great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
Sitting on a dragon on top of the beast. It's a bottomless pit
in this abyss of darkness.
I really believe in the space frontier of the abyss, so to speak.
The good abyss. The good abyss.
Did you guys catch that? That was Elon Musk being interviewed, and someone from the audience asked him about space, and he said about the abyss, and then Elon Musk corrected him. He said the good abyss. The good abyss. That's why I called that video the good abyss. There is no good abyss, and the solar system is an abyss. You guys heard the astronauts even saying it.
worketh great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
Sitting on a dragon on top of the beast. It's a bottomless pit.
In this abyss of darkness.
They really believe in this.
It's a bottomless pit. The other guy said it's like a colorful island in this abyss of darkness or whatever when he was describing the earth. I'll tell you what. Oops, wrong background. That's it, guys. Let's see. Oh, we don't even have the right video up. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. Time for a new battery for my mouse because it's not working. Yeah, frogs, unclean spirits like frogs floating out of the mouth of the dragon. We don't need to interpret that. I guess I'm interpreting the frogs part, saying that they look like frogs. But they were coming out of the dragon. There's something to learn here. So yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. I see this is a good verse. Amos 9:2. Though they dig into hell, thence shall mine hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. Yes, that they think they're climbing into heaven, but I think that they are sinking into Sheol, and we're watching it. Love you guys. Have fun. We will talk to you next time.